There it goes.
All right, we're live.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, I'm Davy.
And I'm Tracy.
From directness.com. Welcome to Magic Monday at our new time.
Yeah, we decided to move this from 10 to 12. Just hoping that a few more of you guys can actually log in. I'm just going to log in on my phone to make sure that I can see the feed.
So, for those of you who have not joined a Magic Monday before, basically what Tracy and I do is we kind of create a ritual and discussion that's focused on nature magic, lunar astrology, and
yeah, we use the moon phases, herbalism, crystals.
Yep, nature-themed oracle cards and tarot to help us start the week with in mindfulness and connected and boosting our mental, emotional, spiritual well-being.
Yes. So we've got Sarah and Jen. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Or actually afternoon now, I guess.
Afternoon, yeah, I guess it is.
All right. Well,
all right.
I know a few other people RSVP'd, so hopefully we can get some more people on in the next few minutes. So it's a new month. It's our first October Magic Monday.
Yep.
We have. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, actually, we had a discussion, but we'll do that after we actually log in. Not log in, like checking systems. Once we actually do our get into the ritual. Do you have any announcements to make?
I'm announcing that we don't have a way to light the candle right now.
All right. Do you want to announce?
So Tracy and I are working.
Other thing coming up.
Yeah, so Tracy and I are working very hard on the background stuff, putting the finishing touches on our new moon in Libra program that we announced our email list on Wednesday last week, and so that's going to start on October 16th. So what we're going to do is we've created this daily ritual that you can do every day, and we're going to be doing 4 live Zoom calls on each of the moon phases, starting on the new moon in Libra on October 16th, which is a week from Friday.
Yeah.
Going all the way through to the next new moon.
Mm-hmm. So we have a daily ritual every single morning. It's like 5 minutes. Then we have an evening ritual. Again, that's only a few minutes. And a moon journal. Kind of help you just really focus on calm and just spiritual connection to the earth.
And the purpose of this is, that Libra is a sign associated with balance and harmony. So we're kicking off this new moon series that we're going to do because we want to do more of these throughout the year. So our very first one, our inaugural one, is going to be on the Libra moon cycle, which is associated with balance and harmony. So that kickstarts on Friday, or a week from Friday. So stay tuned. We'll have information on where you can go to sign up for that.
Probably tomorrow, I would say. We'll have it soon.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. Anything else you want to announce?
That's just the announcement.
All right. So let's light the candle. So new month. I know we're like 5 days into October already.
But it's our first Magic Monday in October.
But it's our first Magic Monday in October, so we have a new candle right here. Every month we've been using, I got Tracy for Christmas last year, this 12 set of Reiki-infused candles. Each candle corresponds to a specific month and has a specific theme. So this month's theme is Spirit, which is interesting because we were talking about we thought the October candle would be like orange or black or something, but it's white.
Just an interesting choice.
So, which kind of signifies the purity of spirit, I guess, or the purity of spiritual progress.
It's probably what it's supposed to mean. It's more purity, like removing the Halloween from October and going with more spirit of
I think white.
Let us know what what color you would choose for an October candle.
I think white and I think ghost.
Yeah,
I don't think this is for like ghosts or ghosts.
No, I think it means like a purity, clean of a spirit, and just that white light of the spirit. I mean, I think I would have done more of like, purple or.
No, I think white's an
black
appropriate
or-
color because I mean it's open to interpretations. I mean myself, I have more of a staunch naturalistic worldview, so I don't believe in spirits per se. But I think the white, to me, I associate that with seeking knowledge and wisdom and insight from a place of purity and purity of intention, kind of reminding me to stay in that space of purity in my own spiritual practice.
Yeah. All right, let's get started now that you've already lit the candle and we had a discussion. All right, so I'm gonna strike the singing bowl and we're gonna take 3 deep breaths in. I'm gonna remove everything that's rattling in the singing bowl, which we usually do. And take 2. Sorry, we kind of use this. We shouldn't, but we use it as a bowl for some of our.
All right, take 2
stuff. Alright. So if you have something to light, go ahead and light now and just kind of use the smoke to just release any sort of negative tension that you have. If you don't have anything, you can use essential oils, or you can just metaphorically use the smoke that we have. Well, the saying is that the veil is the thinnest. I can read it.
No, I'm just doing more. So Jen says, well, the saying is that the veil is the thinnest month between the living and the spirit world, so spirit could fit quite well. This is a time when people in other cultures, even ours, honor their ancestors.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I use this month to, think of, to remember ancestors. I haven't done a lot of genealogy work, but obviously I spend time, especially around Samhain, to remember my grandmother and my grandfather on my mom's side of the family that I've never met because he died before I was born, but as well as my grandfather on my father's side of the family. And there's a lot of ancestors that I don't know personally. Like I said, I want to do more looking into my own genealogy and even going further back. I know my parents have done that, but this is a time of year where I try to, in the best, as best I can, to kind of honor that and think and reflect on it. Even going further back to the pre-human ancestors. If you follow our ancestor chain back, it goes back all the way, like just reflecting on that whole path of evolution that brought us to where we are today is quite fascinating to reflect on as well.
Gratitude.
Yeah, so
post
what you're grateful for.
Yeah, please share in the comments what you guys are grateful for. We've talked about this. Gratitude is a great way to shift your energy from whatever has happened.
Being on the stage today.
That's okay. So post what you're grateful for in the comments. We love hearing it. Even if you're watching this replay, please post. If you're watching on YouTube, we do read the comments. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I'm grateful for the opportunity to do more herb crafting. I think I mentioned this last week. So I currently have mugwort infused oil going. I've got lavender infused oil. I just started some chamomile infused oil today. And I'm going to be experimenting with some oil blends, like mugwort, lavender, chamomile, see how that works out. So the only thing is I'm being a little impatient because I'm doing the slow oil infusion method, which can take 4 to 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of like ready to just start straining it and using it.
Well, we're going to try and use the fast method.
Yeah, I'm going to experiment with that too.
It takes 12 hours, so that we have to wait until we have a good 12-hour chunk that we can kind of watch it. But yeah, I'm excited to do that. It smells really, really nice.
And I'm grateful for the cooler weather and...
Grateful for the cool weather. Grateful for shifting this a little bit so that I have a little bit better energy to come into it because I've got a lot going on Mondays. Monday's like my busy day. I'm grateful that I got to go out and spend some time with my family, my mom and my sister, one of my sisters this weekend, and all our children got together, and it was nice to see each other in a nice nature trail. And a trail that apparently in my hometown, we went back to my hometown where my mom lives, and apparently this trail has been around since I was in elementary school, and I never knew it. Neither my sister and I knew it existed, so this is literally the first time we went on this trail. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the herb crafting that we did and that we are doing. Sarah said, I'm grateful for cherry tomatoes and growing. I'm hoping that I can coax them into harvesting before they get too close to cold. I know we're the same way. We've got some tomatoes in our outside garden, and it hasn't been that cold, so I have to check on them. I haven't checked on them in a while. I should.
Yeah. Next couple weeks might be pulling them off the vine, whether they're green or not.
Yeah, so I'm grateful for a good turnout for our yard sale this past weekend. And Jen said, fall decorating, pumpkins, cooler weather, hot cider. We got some cider earlier.
Yeah, we need to get some more.
Yeah. I also had a rare, I also had the rare honor of spotting a very large wildcat crossing the road near me. It could have been a large bobcat or even, what is this? Canadian lynx. I don't know why.
That's cool.
That is pretty cool. All right. Are we ready to start our lunar forecast?
Yeah, let's do it. So, okay, so today the moon is in a waning, it's a waning gibbous moon in sign of Taurus. So the waning gibbous moon is associated with releasing and letting go. So now is the time to think about what you need to release and let go. I am doing that through going through my collection of books and posting some on the Amazon marketplace to kind of purge some of that and just kind of clear out. It feels good. I love just kind of simplifying, clearing space. The sign of Taurus is associated with pleasure, security, and getting things done. So, if you want to combine that, release and let go of things that interfere with your sense of security or that interfere with your ability to enjoy certain aspects of your life. You can let go of things that also Taurus or the waning gibbous Taurus is associated with getting things done. So as far as releasing, letting go, that could be, taking a step back, working on work-life balance and making sure that you're not throwing everything you have into getting things done that you don't have time for pleasure, you don't have time for play. Wednesday will be in a waning moon in the sign of Gemini, which is associated with communication. And so, that's... again, in the waning moon, we're in that kind of release, let go cycle. So what does that mean as far as communication is concerned?
Communicating if you need help with anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you, one thing it could be too, especially since I'm going to talk about this in a second, since we're going in the last quarter moon, which is about setting boundaries, that could be a need to communicate those boundaries. So that you can limit toxic people in your life or limit influences that are causing your own negative mental strain or mental health. So it might require you to do some communication as far as just communicating boundaries this week. Speaking of boundaries, Friday will be in the last quarter moon in the sign of Cancer. So last quarter moon, like I said, is about setting boundaries, about restoring balance and clearing space to prepare for the new moon. And Cancer is associated with connecting with your feelings as well as home and domestic life. And so that is, definitely spend some time on Friday going into this weekend, looking at how you can balance and harmonize the energy of your home And like I said earlier, or middle of this week, you might need to do some communication, get outside your comfort zone to ensure that you can create that balance and harmony by the end of the week. By the weekend, though, the moon will be in Leo, which is about confidence and leadership. So you're gonna have to step up this weekend to just kind of lead a course. Whether in your life or with your family or home life or whatever that is, you might be called to take a leading role at some point this weekend.
Are these the... we're here. All right, ready to do some oracle cards?
Mm-hmm.
Did you shuffle these already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know, I asked you about everything.
What did Sarah say?
Oh, that's what she liked about having the yard sale. I'll move it up here. Just wanted to get rid of some stuff and declutter. Yeah.
I know.
We have a small box of stuff that is going to... we have to actually get rid of, but it's not big enough to have a yard sale. Probably should have brought that over to your house, because it's not enough to yard sale, but it's enough that want to just get out of the house. All right. So this is the Spirit of the Animal Oracle.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably my favorite animal deck.
Ram, perseverance. You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up. Good luck will follow. Write that down.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get better at writing this down as we go along, because we pull these cards live. So we like to kind of, after the fact, we like to kind of just evaluate what we talked about, so that way we can get it out to you guys, and you can take this these cards and stuff like that throughout the week.
Yeah, so I mean, this card is definitely a good card for this week. I mean, in ways, it's kind of like the sign before Taurus, which is Aries, which is depicted as a ram. And so Taurus kind of almost carries a little bit of that getting things done energy into the... I also see Taurus as kind of like a problem solving, getting things done kind of, Cool. Alright, plant oracle. We have Iris, which is inspiration. And it says, Iris encourages you to cultivate the beauty within so you can better create and express it in the world around you. Her deeply restorative energy helps revitalize your connection to your divine guidance, helping you to discover your true passion and allow inspiration and creativity to flow. So, do you have something you want to say?
And we had some before.
I think we did have Iris before, like a long time ago. Can you believe we've done 25 of these?
I know.
Magic Mondays.
So hard.
That's like almost half a year. It is half a year. Almost. Next week will be 6 months of doing Magic Monday every single week. So yeah, inspiration. I think...
I'm sure I relate that in the inspiration to the Taurus. Pleasure, getting things done.
Well, I mean, I think it's important, like for the last quarter moon, on Friday, you need to, inspiration comes from balance and harmony. I mean, if you're stressed and you're kind of, you don't have that space for you, that quiet to just kind of, connect with your own inner wisdom and guidance, you're going to feel frazzled and stressed and not have that inspiration. So I'm going to do something a little different now, because I just got this book. It came out this month. This is The Crystallary by Maya Toll, and I got her book, so this is the third one in a series of books. The first one is the herbiary, which is awesome, and the illustrated herbiary, and then the second one that I believe came out last year is the illustrated bestiary, and then the third in the series is the illustrated crystallary. And I love her books because basically she kind of has a ritual and a reflection for each herb, animal, or crystal. And so I have all three of these. And the cool thing about these books is that they come with these little oracle cards. So the herbiary one came with this, the bestiary came with it, and this is a crystallary one. So one thing we don't talk a lot about here, we do the plant wisdom or the animal wisdom, plant wisdom. We do have crystals out, but I just wanted to, for kicks today, just draw a crystal card and see what we got. So we have salt. And what does this say? The fundamentals of humanness.
Is there a book that?
Yeah. There's a book. What is it? Page 77.
87.
87. Okay.
Tiny, such a tiny card.
I know. That's the thing. Is like I know with the herbiary, she re-released the book with a premium set of oracle cards. So these oracle cards are awesome. I mean, they're just like punched out though, so they're not, they're not like your typical oracle card quality. But,
you definitely have a punched out line on the side.
Yeah, but I'm not expecting much because they're included to a book. They're included with the book. Yeah, they come in this little envelope in the back here. So it says, before there were diamonds, emeralds, and rubies. I'm not going to read this whole chapter, just getting to the gist of it. Before there were diamonds, emeralds, and rubies, there was salt. This ancient crystal was used as currency, building cities, trade routes, and new technologies. While you might desire moonstones and opals, only salt is so necessary that you are hardwired to crave it. Do you know the difference between what you desire and what your body and being truly crave? Salt asks. Can you put aside the glitter to feed your real hunger, to embrace and take joy in the fundamental building blocks of humanness and happiness? All salt originally came from the sea, whether an ancient inland seabed or the ocean itself. It calls to the sea of our blood, reminding us that without a foundation of salt, we are nothing. And, like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole section on salt in this book, but each one of these, on all her books, for each herb, animal, or crystal as she profiles, has a ritual and a reflection.
It's interesting the question, reflecting of like, do you know what you need versus want with salt? I think that definitely reflects into some of these. Is what we've talked about is like setting boundaries, like knowing what you need versus what you want. Because what you want, yes, I grab that. What you want often isn't necessarily what you need, and so kind of evaluating your needs versus how you, like, especially if you, like, your schedule or something like that. Like, sometimes I have this perfect schedule, and I'm like, this, in a happy place, this would be exactly what I do. But that's not reality, and so I have to kind of figure out what I actually need and how it logistically is going to fall into my day versus what I want, and then set boundaries for what I need to happen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one thing I was thinking about the books that I'm selling, because like salt is something that we need to survive. But if you get too much of it, it's not a good thing. And that's kind of like with salt. I kind of see salt. What was the key word with salt? Oh, this something about humanness.
Yeah.
But salt also requires moderation. Too much is not good. Too little is not good. Some of the books I'm getting rid of, I was kind of like, those were wants. Those were like, I went through this phase where I'm collecting every single insect book that was ever published because I was super into photographing insects. Still am, but then I'm looking at like bookcases full of books that have never been read, and I'm like, this is just dead weight hanging around, and I'd rather these books be enjoyed by people who are going to use them.
Right.
So I kind of see, salt is a good kind of balancing crystal I see, because it does require us to think about moderation and balance as well, and tapping into craving versus wants, and getting in tune with that. The tarot card for this week, and I already pulled it up. I don't know why I did that before. I shuffled the deck and I pulled it up.
I noticed that on this.
I know, it's been sitting here and I've been wanting to talk about it, and then I just didn't reveal it yet. So it's the Queen of Swords. And I've noticed the tarot's been giving me an awful lot of court cards lately, which are the ones that I've always struggled with the most. A lot of people struggle with court cards. They can be kind of difficult to interpret and read. Especially when you just do a one card drawing like we're doing right now, where you just have the Queen of Swords. Now, I do know that, Wednesday the moon's going to be in Gemini. Queen of Swords, Swords is associated with air, the mind and intellect, and Queen of Swords is definitely, a lot of people think of the Queen of Swords as someone who's very direct, very, they have certain expectations and expect people to meet those expectations. They can be a little demanding, or at least forthcoming. And so, in a way, you can take that card this week as meaning, meaning that, for the, for when the sign is in Gemini, the moon is in Gemini, and you're to really be forthright about your needs for boundaries. Don't beat around the bush, just be very direct, because the people you're talking to need it spelled out. Or you need to be, you need to make sure that you are very direct and firm in your communication. The Queen of Swords could also just, you could also embrace that Queen of Swords energy and just, setting that high expectation for yourself in what you do this week as well. And just kind of, tapping into not only your intuition, but also your problem-solving abilities. The Queen of Swords is a bit of a problem solver. When I took a tarot class a while ago, and one of the celebrities who was the Queen of Swords would be someone like Judge Judy. She was actually, the instructor actually played some video clips of Judge Judy in her TV courtroom. And so in a way, the Queen of Swords is about kind of balance and fairness, and being very upfront and direct about, what's right, and what needs to be done. And so, that's kind of an energy to embrace this week. Now, I'm not saying like go out there and be Judge Judy, or just speak your mind to everyone and anyone. There's certain, like I said, moderation, salt. So yeah, it could be something to keep in mind this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what about rituals? I'm just trying to think about things to do. Obviously, we have these cards here, and I think journaling and reflecting on these cards, because we kind of talk a little about how they reflect on our lives, but I think taking some time each week, each day, to reflect a little bit on each one of these cards, and how they mean to you, and just where you want to go, what direction you need to go in, as far as like, getting things done, and your pleasure, and what you need to communicate to get those boundaries.
I think, some weeks we pull these cards and they all seem to like hit the nail on the head. This seems a little more like all over the place, but overall the theme this week is about releasing, letting go, and communication and boundaries.
Yes, there's a no-nonsense approach.
Yeah, no nonsense. Yeah, exactly. No nonsense approach. It's definitely Queen of Swords. No nonsense. Just cut right through that BS. And so I think essentially, and also with the moon going in Leo at the end, at the weekend, we're kind of being put through a course of action this week where we're being asked to release, let go, harmonize, balance our energy, step up and communicate that directly, so that, because we're going to need it by this weekend. Salt is very moderating, so we need to reflect on moderation. and perseverance. You know, this is not the week to procrastinate or give up or wait till next week. You know, definitely keep going, but realize that inspiration comes from balance and harmony. So, you know, don't run yourself ragged.
Right, take some time for self-care, because definitely self-care and pausing and resting can give you the best inspiration, which can be very difficult to do, but
yeah.
Right.
So some good stones to work with to balance your energy this week. I mean, yeah, so stones would be like, you know, I like black tourmaline and satin spar selenite. I find those to be very balancing stones for me. As far as herbs, you know, I mean, to balance the anxious energy would be lavender, chamomile, to get your energy up and in tune. I like, you know, mint, like peppermint.
eucalyptus,
Yeah.
essential oil. All right, so if you guys have anything that you want to comment on these, or if you're just tuning in and you want to post your gratitude, or if you're watching the replay, feel free to share. Otherwise, unless you have anything else, I think we can do our ending meditation. For all of today, I will love. For all of today, I will trust. For all of today, I will be true to myself. Sorry. For all of today, I will give thanks for my many blessings. For all of today, I will be kind to my neighbor and every living thing. Take 3 deep breaths.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. And we hope this 12 o'clock time works well for you guys. We wanted to keep it on Monday because we had talked about doing it on Sunday or another day of the week. But, you know, we feel like
Monday.
To me, Monday is the start of the week. And, you know, also we'd have to then change our program from Magic Monday to something that doesn't quite roll off the tongue.
Well, it's nice to start your week with it. And yeah, so also don't forget to sign up for our newsletter if you're not subscribed to our newsletter. We deep dive a little bit more into what we talk about here in a written form. That's davyandtracy.com/Magic Magic with a K. Not Magic Monday. Nature Magic, Magic with a K. And yeah, feel free to stay tuned for the new program that we're going to be doing, the new moon in Libra program that we'll be doing starting next Friday on the 16th.
Yeah, so we'll be posting more info about that. Tracy and I are working kind of overtime on the background to get that done, get it ready for you guys. And yeah, we'll be back here next week at noon Eastern
Leave us
time.
your feedback. Let us know if you guys like the 10 o'clock hour better or the noon hour better.
All right, have a good week, guys. We'll see you next week, and we'll stay in touch on social media and email.